Hello and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back, well, to a bike that's hitting the UK, and that's the Benda, the most interesting name going. But we're going to be here to ride all three Bendas today, all three of them, and put them through their paces. So, shall we? So here we go. This is going to be a very much flash in the pan, first time ride of all three bikes. We're going to start off with the Chinchilla. It is a 476cc engine with a 47 brake horsepower. I'm trying to remember as many figures as I can. I could get this wrong. Look, we'll go around to this one's a bit wet. Look at the V-twin just there for absolute gorgeousness. Very much reminds me of a Harley. But you know what? I'm looking at this already like between a Harley and a Triumph Speedmaster for its kind of looks. But there's some interesting stuff about Benda as well, but I'll tell you more as we go on the road, because I might have got things a little bit wrong already, because they've been around for a little bit of time. All right, let's mount this and let's hear this. Oh yeah, ignition, nice on the side. Oh, that's a nice display. What have we got? We've got a fuel gauge, we've got a trip, obviously your normal stuff, any faults of engine lights would come on. We've got a beautiful rev count, rem right up to 11,000 o'clock. So you're always home for your tea to make sure you're not late when you're blasting it down the road. And then of course on top of that, you've got your obviously big nice miles per hour. We'll see what that's like out on the road. These lovely underslung mirrors just here. I mean, this feels quite cool. What I also like is the back seat and pegs, so you can take a passenger as well. Ready for that first sound? That sounds quite throaty, doesn't it? Quite throaty indeed. We'd say kind of midway pegs going on here, and super light as well. Ooh, so pulling straight off, that clutch is light as mad. Nice, isn't it? Yeah. So as we're leaving MotoGB, instant first thoughts are just sitting on this seat. You've got that nice bit of back support right at the back of the bottom. What feels like you could kind of stable yourself in there. Reasonably neutral but slightly forward position. I wouldn't say I'm exactly straight up. And the pegs, they feel good too, but more will tell as we're riding. Right, first gear, wet weather. Let's pop that screen down a little bit. It's got a lovely sound. Now here's the thing, you buy a lot of bike standard and it's got this almost boring sound, but this has quite a nice deep sound to it. One of those ones that vibrates through the soul, that kind of feeling. Let's have a quick look at the switch gear. Switch gear doesn't look expensive, but still looks good. I'd like silver bits on these and stuff, but yeah, it's all good. Everything works, indicators work, nice and easy to reach to. The screen is slightly tilted forwards, but I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but I'm getting nice good vision of that. See, I'm doing 23 miles an hour, full tank of fuel, all the good stuff, but it feels light. Now here's the weird thing, and now I get it. It is, you know, a 476cc engine, so it's not huge, but there's lots of bonuses to that, because you've got that kind of reasonable pulling power, deep down throttle, but also the lightness compared to getting a big beast that you sit on and you go, oh, this is heavy. What will be interesting when we get up to the bigger bike later, how that feels, because that looks like an absolute beast. Right, going to Benda. About Benda, now I get it, the name is very interesting by itself, isn't it? The Benda. And I'm not going to go into the reasons why, because everyone's going to point that out in the comments, exactly that. But going back to Benda themselves, now Benda, I found out just listening to the bump that we get at these press launches, all the stats and the bits and bobs that I do my absolute best to stay engaged and not fall asleep. I found out that they've basically started in 2016. And they have used a massive amount of money, being they want to be this technological giant. And they've chucked in a lot into R&D, 20%, and in R&D world, that's huge. Well, that's what they're telling me, huge amount of R&D. What I love though, and what I heard that really made me go, oh, that's interesting, they have built these bikes from bottom up. They haven't taken it from someone else. They've provided the brands and companies with engines because they're good to test them. Clever, test the engines with other brands. But they've built these bikes from bottom up, and that's what I like to hear, because it's just not another copy of something else. It's its own unique thing. Now, yes, I look at this and go, do you know what? Are they trying to do the Harley thing, the Triumph thing? Are they mixing it between both? I mean, that's for you to decide. But listen, slow down a little bit on the brakes. How does it feel? Oh, the Chinchilla, the Chinchilla. I kind of look at it like the Chinchilla, and I can imagine a little dog. But apparently, the story of how this bike was named, as they were making it, coming up with it, sweating in their factories, the designers were all going around going, this is cool, this is cool. Apparently, there's a cat called a Chinchilla, and the cat kept coming into the warehouse, the workshop, wherever it was, and they started to feed it, and they wanted to adopt it, and they're like, what name can we call this unbelievably sexy looking beast other than the Benda one? Well, they called it the Chinchilla, after the cat, after a cat. Not a tiger, not a lion, a cat. But then cats can be quite sneaky and cool, can't they? Because they love us for our food when we feed them. They hate us when they're half asleep. And I get that. And is that the point of this? It wants us to feed the throttle, but it also hates us when we push it too far. Or it hates us with that aggressive look that makes you want it even more. I don't know. Let's find out. If I can see out my glasses because it's raining. Whoa. Anyway, going back to the bike, like I said, more flash in the pan, first jump on. So we've done a mile or two. Very quick, very easy. The positioning. Now, I was feeling like I was a little bit forwards, but you know what? Now I'm relaxing into it, I do feel a little bit neutral. Leg size, and I class them as having reasonably long legs, not massively tall, but reasonably long legs. And they are very slightly raised, not perfectly straight, very slightly raised with these midway controls. But again, I'm comfortable, and that's the point. I'm jumping on it going, do you know what? I've got my bum being rested at the back, my legs slightly raised, slightly forward on positioning, and I'm comfortable. But the engine noise, the engine noise, that's already addictive, Right, let's get to know this bike that little bit better. So, going back to Benda themselves, as part of this 20% R&D, where they're just basically riding them, researching it, testing it out, making sure people are going to love it. Another interesting fact, all of these bikes have different tyres, because they've gone for different tyres for the different riding style, the look of the bike, the rider's feel. They could have just chucked on, between this and the next bike we'll ride, the Napoleonbob, they could have just chucked on the same tyres. But they didn't, because the R&D said that they need to put different tyres on both bikes for a different kind of ride and different kind of feel, because the Napoleonbob, I should say, Mr. Bob, is obviously a bobber, hence why it's called Bob, and I don't know, I'm now gone into this really deep radio style voice, but I have. And we are now going down here. So indicators are on, I think they're on. I can't see a flashy, I'm not going to lie, on the screen, but I do get a nice firm click when I turn it off. Where is the indicator light? Power! Anyway, dual carriageway. Listen to that. Top of the rev range. Heel down. Oh. It pulls. Listen to that. Addiction of the sound. Oh. Some might say, don't buy one because you'll be very addicted to the sound. Others would say, buy one because you'll spend all day doing this and giggling. Yes, now suspension and feel, ride economics here on a dual carriageway, motorway, whatever we're on. I think it's a motorway. Yes, it's a motorway. Now wind blast, it's got no obviously front screen on it. I don't know what the accessories are for now in the future. Yeah, there's a bit of wind blasting going on, obviously full face wise, but again, not massively bad. I could imagine sitting here in a sunny day, not in a peeing it down day. I could imagine cracking on some miles. We've got another gear to go. We've got only in third at 70. Well, let's drop this right down. Let's put this into 6th gear. Oh yeah, now here we go. This is ultimate cruise, like basically looking sexy mode, isn't it? I'm down the motorway. I'm looking sexy. Can't see through my screen in the rain, but I'm still looking sexy on my Chinchilla. But I can generally see there is a comfort level to this that I think is nice. I reckon I could cruise on a long road trip. Maybe I should borrow one and take it on a road trip to see exactly how I feel after a couple of days of ridiculous miles. But off the bat, and this is all off the bat, I'm going to keep saying that because it's important, I've just jumped on it. I like my bum backrest, the way they've shaped the seat. I like the way they've shaped the seat. I like that comfort level. It could cruise. I think it could cruise very nicely indeed, and I think you could do some nice road trips. And being the Chinchilla, the cat of bikes, you've got a rear pillion passenger seat and foot pegs, so you could take your beautiful wife or your handsome husband on the back, and I think it would pull nicely with two on, if I'm honest, because look at that. Need to see out of this visor. Can't see out of this visor. Yes, motorways are good, it's doable. It comes generally well spec. Things I'd quite like to see, and has it got it? No. What I'd quite like to see is things like cruise control. I'm a big thing, if you're going to take these on big trips, I'd like to see cruise control. We don't have that. I don't know what the lights are like, but I do know that they're LED lights on all the bikes all the way around. So again, no dim bulbs, should be pretty good when you're out cruising at night. I'm going to go for power. I've got power. Opening power. Again, they've thought about most things, if not everything you want, other than the minor touches. Heated grips, no. But then, you know, at that price point, you can stick some heated grips on, whack on your own cruise control, and you're pretty much set, aren't you? Pretty much set. Suspension, here we go. Suspension itself is nice and solid. I'd actually say I'm not feeling no major bumps. I'm not bouncing down the road. It's not super soft. It's reasonably firm, but the right side of firm, and you'll know exactly what I mean by that statement. It's a nice firm. Yeah, first impressions. If it was one of those put the lights on, lighty likey, the light is on. The light is on. I'm liking this. It's a pleasant place to be. A pleasant place indeed. So I've ridden the Chinchilla and now it's time to ride the Napoleonbob. The reason why it's famous is because a man called Bob, what we call Chinese Bob, really had a massive fetish for like Napoleon, so they just called it Napoleonbob. That's 100% guaranteed, not proven in any way. I have no idea why it's called Napoleonbob other than it's a bobber. So we're going to try that out really soon. But just one more quick thing. Both of those bikes, the Chinchilla and the Napoleonbob, are both belt driven. I forgot to mention that. So let's jump on this, and you see like the shape there between the engines right there. Is it just me? Is it just me? Or look and think about this in your head. Aliens, right? The V-twin, the aliens. Now you've seen it, you will never forget it. Anyway, let me jump on it, let me try it. Let's see if someone at last has made a comfortable bobber, because bobbers look good, but they're not normally comfortable. So here we go, it's time to swap to the Napoleonbob. Of course, of some differences, slightly more expensive, $5.5 grand. Basically, if you take away the pound compared to the 5,299 of the Chinchilla. But it'd be good if I could start it. This, of course, is the Bob style, so it's got the monoshock on the rear. They do sound good, you know, what you think, they sound good. Very deep and powerful. Listen. Oh yes. Oh, slightly different seating, of course. Well, oh, it's got a little paw print on there. You were talking about the cat earlier? Well, this feels really different. This is like, I don't know, more kind of like sit back. And again, with the seat, you've got that support on the rear, so you're not sliding when you release the beast. But that's first, that's neutral, yes. But the bars are more reach. And I've got a lot of layers on because they're cold, so I'm hot, but that's more of a reach.
It's a great noise though, doesn't it?
They sound amazing, yeah. Wop, 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 wop. Oh yes, I'm gonna get him to do it again. Do it again! Thank you! So we are off. Okay, I'm gonna get used to this position for a second, but let's release some power. Rev down. Oh! Second gear, that left hand gear lever is quite high. It feels completely different to ride. Like completely different. I know again it's the same engine and pretty much similar, but you can see again they've built this from the ground up to be a completely different style of bike. It's kind of like, this is going to sound silly, but you'll know what I mean. You kind of instantly get that kind of badass feeling from riding it. Now here's the question, and I've always said it. Now I've ridden, let's be quite frank, Triumphs is the one out there, the bobber, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But you needed the spine of Hercules to take the battering on the back, and owners that I've spoken to, and especially a good friend of mine, Mr. Paul Scammell, was like, no, you now need to buy an aftermarket seat with springs in it, it smooths out and it's amazing. And he's like, you've got to give it a try, because I was like, so painful. He's like, yes, try it. This, off the bat, is, oh look at the bumps! Mono shock, I mean you still get a little bit, but it's not ouchy. It's more smooth, but a completely different style of positioning at the same time. And they just look, don't they? Bobbies just look sexy. They just look sexy. And this is no different. Absolutely no different. I love the point that it's belt driven. Sounds a bit silly, but I actually like that. That's more the Harley thing. But I do like that point because I am sick to death of spraying a chain with chain lube and everything else. The next bike we're going to ride does have a chain, but oh, do you know what I mean? You clean it, you have to do that with a belt, you use your belt, you get it adjusted, you bin it, you chuck a new belt on. It's just nice belt. But listen, the thing of it is, I don't want to use the word Batman bike because I think the next bike we're going to ride is that. This is kind of giving me that, like, I'm a hero kind of feeling to it. Generally, again, ergonomics. Let's go back to what we're talking about on a review point of view. Ergonomics, definitely, I feel like my pegs up there, probably the same, but it feels higher. I feel like I'm more leant over. I don't know if I'd class this as a long distance machine. Personally, I would the other one. This one, probably not. This one, more of a, well, it's a bike for yourself, isn't it? It's a bobber. It's a, I want to go out for a spin. I want to have a country blast for a day. I want to feel cool. I want to look cool. And I also want a bike that's not going to break my spine. And I think, potentially, that's exactly what they've done with the Napoleonbob. Going back to the usual, you've got these under mirrors again, nice and easy to see once you get used to where they are. Really good vision. I'm not getting loads of vibes for it. And we're on a really bumpy road. You can hear my voice. Oh, that engine. Naughty. Get used to where everything is. It's addictive. And it feels light and movable and throwable as well. Does feel good. There's something about the whole thing, isn't there, about the bobber in the garage, and $5,500 for something that looks this cool and sounds this cool. I really like the gold look with this as well. I like the point you've got this gold stripe coming down the tank with the gold wheels and with the alien looking V twin. I kind of feel like that suits it. I don't think there's anything I'd change in regards to looks, engine sound, and that monoshock. I'm going to say it. I'm actually going to say it. Someone at last has made a bobber where I don't feel like I'm going to be in pain in 5 minutes. I think they have. That seat is uber spongy. Listen, look, spongy. Yeah. I think they've done it. I think they've done a bloody good job. And it feels like, it's going to sound really bad, all you want to do with this bike. And it's like, you know, it's not huge, is it? 47 brake horsepower. It's not, oh my god, it's going to throw you off the back. But at the end of the day, it's kind of still a sweet spot by the way they've designed it, and lightness and a lot of fun. I could imagine very much, this is for me, this is a, you know, road skin jeans, leather jacket look going on, or even their jacket, to be fair. Some nice kind of casual but motorcycle boots that I wear. Basically the look that I wear, leather jacket. I mean, I've got waterproof on because it's raining, it's been raining. Trousers thing on this bike. I just think you're gonna look cool. And I think it is gonna be a heck of a conversation starter. The Napoleonbob. Well, that's an interesting name. Well, it's a man in China called Bob, and he was designing the bike, and he had a bit of a fetish about Napoleon, and he was like, oh no, I'm going to call this the Napoleonbob. Do quite well. Right, power up. Smooth gear change as well. Clutch is, look, one finger clutch, super light, and again, torquey engine. Oh. So a couple of cool things as well. Again, the good old-fashioned, exactly the same. The Bosch ABS, the new fancy dual Bosch ABS. And it, again, in this weather, will be absolutely awesome. You've got your traction control you can switch on and you can switch off, that I really like as well. Same, really nice on the button side of things. Again, super easy to get to them all and reach them off of the throttle. Lacking heated grips, definitely lacking heated grips and cruise control. Again, same as the other bike. Oh, bumpy bit. Woo-hoo-hoo. Power! Oh, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. But the clock, going back to the clock, similar position, if not the same position again as the other bike. Everything's easy to be seen. What I would turn around and say is that it's not bright and shining in your face. It's not like boof, it's there, big light show going on. But it is easy to see. I put my main beam on again. And if we look at things like indicators, nice to reach. And now look, they're there. I can actually know where they are, so I do know that they're on. But I wouldn't say this is glaring in your face. This is really good. And then look where we are for a bot. Yes, look where we are. This is good.
Live a little, flip the page, give it some more, getting out of my way. I was hiding, bulletproof, forever waiting, then came you. I thought I was what I've been told I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told I thought I was. I was picking up the pieces of yesteryear's life, in over my head, trying to figure out. I was going through changes, but where to begin when a mountain moving revelation came marching in. I thought I was what I've been told I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told I thought I was. Been a long time, baby. Been a long time, Lord. Stick with me, maybe. Don't let me go.
Doesn't it look cool? The Napoleonbob is definitely a nice bike to look at. A couple more things: it's got 47 newton meters of torque, revs out at 7,200 rpm. So again, the continuous pokiness of this bike is just so much fun, and it feels so much bigger and bigger engine wise, and it actually is what's quite cool as well. Now, going about looks, I really do think it has that quite cool look. It's got these sort of plastic covers over the suspension, but kind of gives it that more kind of, again, unique bobber style of look to it as well. And I like the floating seat on the back, it just adds to the coolness. Right, what we've got to do now, hack down a few more miles, and then we're going to swap over to the big beast. The big beast. What means what I get to do is zip down these roads for about the next 30 minutes off camera, releasing the beast. So here we go, the ultimate, the big one, the 700 676cc, 84 horsepower. Look at the size of this rear wheel. I mean, it is just huge. Now there's one man I can think of, well there's two men now actually, because someone reminded me of one earlier, that could ride this and do it in style. But the Benda logo on the back, the way I'm looking at this is would be a man in leather, very tight leather, looking very cool. I mean, take on the exhaust there with the four little bits as well. It does look good. Let's mount the steed. Now, what man in leather can you see riding this? For me, I think Batman. So not the man in leather you were thinking of. Let's check out that screen. Beautiful. Ooh, lights up nicely. Switch that on. It's in first gear. Oh, it's a forward control one. Let's have a little listen. That just sounds sporty. Very nice. 84 horsepower. Now for me, this is the man that turns up to the bike night looking really, really cool. This is what it reminds me of. It's got indicators that are built into the front here, so it's very slimline, nothing pointing out. A light on the top, and underneath isn't a light, but I always thought it was, isn't a light, it's just to look cool. So here we go, let's ride this beast of a bike. 676cc, 84 horsepower. God, that's a long turn. That's a long turn. Oh, and that's long legs as well. I think I look like Batman. I'm Batman. I think that's the sort of thing you're going to say every time you ride this. I'm Batman. Here we go. Find the pegs again. Whoa, these feel like an odd position when you've not ridden one. It feels huge, this bike. Like ridiculously huge and ridiculously cool. I'm Batman. Here we go. Here we go. First gear. Listen to that. Second gear. It's very short and fast gears. Now, what you get is this little bit of vibration tickling your balls of awesomeness. I'm Batman. It's just cool. Now the other guy that I got told from one of the members of the team here today was like, yeah, it's Judge Dredd's bike. That's the one. I am the law. But I don't know. I think more Batman I can see on this. Pointy ears, tight leather, looking sexy on his Benda. Right, let's review it. Let's review it, because that's what we're here to do. Okay, so ergonomics, seating. Feels they're probably mid, to be fair, controls, or somewhere in between. Oh, where's the brake? There it is. Find all these things. The controls being a more of a big power cruiser as such, because it feels huge. It feels quick. But of course it's only 676, and it, you know, going back to it, it feels and looks like a 1000cc bike all day long, if not bigger. Cornering, let's talk about that. This is a roundabout coming up here. It's kind of a steering and leaning bike. Steering, leaning, you can feel that tyre on the back. It's like curves in, what they call it skiing, carving into the bend. Or we call it boatage, but oh, it's cool, very cool. So, handlebars, I am leaning slightly forwards, but virtually upright again, very wide on the bars, big open wide lean. Between your legs, this huge tank for just awesomeness, each side as well. Pretty much slightly down, but straight out legs, with a slight perch forwards for the front bit. Power! Whoa! You've got this beautiful TFT display. What have we got on it? Well, I'm glad you asked. We've got a rev counter, we've got miles per hour, we've got a gear selector, we've got a fuel gauge. What's the other things? We've got the time again, always home for dinner, that's always important. Whoa, and brake, there's a roundabout. Brakes work quite well as well. That's because they're Brembo, dual on the front, one on the rear, ABS, traction control, everything you could possibly ask for. So it's got the right brakes for a big bike like this. Power! It is nippy. Lean in, because of a big tyre, steer around, power out, feel like Batman. It's just cool. Let's pop that down because of the wind noise. Let's go for a little bit of an overtake. Let's power this up. And yeah, very nice. A nice solid push of power there. Check out these mirrors. Let's get them in the right place. I'd say, yeah, maybe, not really, maybe a little bit of vibration coming through on the mirrors, but nice easy sight, releasing more of the inner beast. Yeah, I mean, this is what this bike's about. It's about feeling cool. It's ridiculously cool with that tyre, ridiculously cool with the looks, ridiculously cool with the exhaust. Cool funky lights, because everyone thinks that the basically looks like a giant fan on the front is a light, but it's not. It's got the cool factor, and I think that's why you'd buy this. It's, which I don't know where you can even liken this to really. I suppose you could liken it to a baby rocket or something like that if you look at some other brands, but again, I don't necessarily know. Well, I've definitely not ridden anything like this before and a feel like this before, because look, it's just, you can feel the wideness of the tyre as you're going over onto the edge, but in a smooth, relaxed style. So we'll bend in, curve in, and then we'll get to this, and let's release it again. Solid power pull all the way through. Whoa, that's got a top end pull. Okay, not solid. Crazy. Woo. Yes. Oh yes, that's 4th gear. Okay, this feels like it's got a power band. A power band that wants to rip you back, make your adrenaline go, give you the wobbly knees moment while looking really cool at the same time. That's what this has. Listen to that, it's got like a whoop to it. I mean, it sounds like, to me, this sounds like a sports bike. Sports bike sound with cruiser looks. Oh yes. What I'll say. This is fun to ride. Very fun to ride. I'm not going to say what speed I did whatsoever at all, because there is no way, being a law-abiding citizen, I'll test this out a little bit more. Can you smell the burn? Oh, it's good fun. Right. It's very, very good fun, especially on the motorway when you release it. I'm actually finding it zipping in and out of lanes and stuff like that pretty nimble, to be honest. It feels like a very long bike, and obviously, as you can see from the bike in front, the tyre is just ridiculous. It's a ridiculous bike. It literally is a ridiculous bike, but it's a ridiculous bike that is a lot of fun. Well, that is all 3 bikes ridden. Do you know what? Benda have impressed me quite a bit. Now, recapping, you've got the Chinchilla, the bike that you would literally ride all day, put your wife on, put your partner on. Pillion is perfect for that bike. And I reckon you could get some cool trips done on it. And that engine, nice and sweet. Moving straight on to the Napoleonbob. That for me, with that bobber style, with that single seat, that's my weekend blast bike. The one that you get the latte at the posh place, can't stop staring at it, or a non-alcoholic beer. It just does that. And do you know what? It's the first bobber I've been on that my spine isn't hurting after about 10 minutes. So they've got that right as well. And then moving on to literally the bike night beast. I mean, you want to taste every bike night possible because everyone is going to love it. And of course, that is the LFC700. I mean, look, it's ridiculously cool. It's just ridiculously cool. Now, don't take my word for it. The best thing to do is go over to MotoGB. I'll put a link down in the description. Check out where a dealership is and put your leg over one and take it for a ride, because I think you're going to be impressed. Super, super impressed. But 3 bikes, Benda 2025 have brought us 3 awesome ones. Anyway, don't forget to hit that subscribe, that like button, and of course, I'll bring you more and more of these awesome bikes on review. But what a cool day.